In an age long past, demon, devil, and celestial vied for control of the mortal realms. Seeking an absolute end to this maelstrom of destruction, the ancient elves forged artifacts of power to successfully drive their assailants back from whence they came. But the light of peace drew ire from the gods, for any power that could stand against them must be purged from this world, wiped from living memory. So they lay forgotten, scattered to the wind for countless eons, until fate intervened. Now, as the forces from beyond once more bay for blood, a small band of heroes scour the world in search of the 7 Masks of Mayhem. With a sense of utmost urgency, our party arrives in Luskan to find the Lord's Alliance army and send it off to Miribar before they themselves depart by ship to Orlumbor in search of another mask.
Large, spiraling shapes and twisted, gnarled, shadowy trees rise up around you, flickering a glimmer of light off in the distance, the shimmering of something, maybe moonlight, maybe not. The last thing that all of you remember is the moon and the shadows flying before it. The sense of being chased, flight from something. Bernard, you feel the distinct desire to have things. And you're not sure why you're running, but in fact, you're not sure why you're being carried. And Gus? You sort of starting to, these shadows just sort of flit by you, these unrecognized shapes, very jagged and acute in their designs, inherently portraying a sense of danger in your environment. And you feel you're also being carried, jostled along. You feel like you're in a form. Your little feet, you try and grab for something, but your little trotters are finding it hard to hold on to anything in particular.
I was just asleep.
I don't remember turning into a pig. Standard Saturday night.
What kind of trotters exactly?
Well, you're fine.
I'm fine.
And you look down, Spear, as you sort of run through the woods. The shadows, the bits of light sort of glinting off the armor that's still showing. And you sort of realize that you're being carried by Spear. But Spear, when you look down, you see that Bernard is slowly changing. His opulent robes now dripping down like some kind of sackcloth beneath you, a few bits of tufts of fur sticking out here and there. And you look around and you see Bernard and Gus, that you are with the rest of your party, and they are making all haste
And
down.
Spear's carrying me?
Spear is carrying you,
Oh, relaxing.
and and you glance back and you see a pig that is wearing Gus's hat, being carried by Sarya.
Attempting.
Is it a fungus pig or is it a regular pig?
A regular pig who has a fondness for wine.
You seem to be aware that you're in a wild shape at the moment. It's been a long time since you've been in a wild shape, because mostly you just do the second skin ability that you have as a higher level as a fungus druid. But you're sort of feel the distinct sort of sense of weirdness at being a different being. Yeah, they don't seem to be paying much attention to you at the moment.
No, we're a bit distracted.
They're moving. They seem to be looking distracted between the sky and moving through the forest. This forest is not like any that you've ever seen. Even if you don't have magical sense active, because you're both magical characters, there is a certain tingling as all the hairs on the back of your neck stand on end at the feeling of a latent magical energy that's all pervasive in this environment.
Can I ask Spear what we're running from? Basically tug on her and indicate on the way and go, what are we running from?
No time! Guys, Bernard's back!
The taste of apples is fresh in your mouth.
Nice.
Am I a
Probably
pig
faster
or a
if I
boar?
carry you anyway.
You're a
Yeah,
small
we'll be
boar.
faster if you carry him.
Boar?
You're like a baby boar.
You're the
Little black
cutest little
piglet.
boar.
I have added it to wild.
Nice.
Sorry, Bernard's back?
Yeah! We're running still, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bernard doesn't seem to be a pig anymore. Bernard, are you alright?
Stop talking about me like I'm in the third person. I'm right here. What, pig?
We'll explain later.
Your acute sense of smell as a tiny boar and excellent hearing starts to pick up the dank smell of a heavy, large beast and the rustling, very delicate, of something incredibly stealthy, probably large, moving through the woods.
I'm like,
Bernard, if you're back with us, do you want your pack back?
Sorry, can you stick an apple in him or something?
I'm wiggling
carrying
out of your
him
little.
right now.
I'm wiggling out of your little hands.
No.
You know if he gets out of there, he's just going to run away, try and get to the nearest truffle.
Alright.
I'm gonna fish an apple out of somewhere.
No, apples don't work. You need
Dick
to
it.
lead him on with alcohol.
Yeah.
Alcohol.
So, Wes, has anyone got? I
bottle.
get a little flask that I was like of
Oh, the
like
barrel. We
of
need the barrel.
the nice honeydew that stuff.
The mead.
The mead.
Yeah.
And I just yeah. All right. I'm gonna put you down.
You're not sure why this is working, but boy, it's working. It smells pretty good.
Yeah.
Should we
right,
maybe
I throw you
slow
a pack.
down and deal with the
Yeah.
I'm
our
gonna
friends
actually
for a
just, like,
second? Do we have
hustle-
any? Are there
hustle
any
over
signs
to
that we're being
Bernard.
pursued? Like, do
I'd
we
be like,
feel?
You guys aren't aware of it.
So we've been running
give me
because
the,
we
give me the
assume
meat.
that-
you
I've got
know
an
that you're
idea.
trying
I'm gonna
to-
try and mount
Yeah. I'm like, come on.
the pig.
Oh, you can just hold it in front.
And if he gets too far ahead, I'll just run him in circles.
Okay, so Bernard's trying to mount you.
Yeah, no, that's why I came over. I'm like,
You realize that
He's
your
just
wild
your
shape is
familiar.
optional.
yeah, that's all right. But they're fast little bastards. Pig form's fine. Plus,
Okay.
the smell, this mead, it's working for me so
So
far.
you're not
I turned into a
fast,
pig,
but
and people are
okay.
trying to give me good alcohol right at what you got it.
Okay, so we are aware that we could be being pursued, but we're not aware we're actually
You
being
feel
pursued.
like there was an urgent. The main thing was the urgency to get out of the Bramblewood. It was made apparent to you by
Get through
by Field Snout that this is a dangerous place.
Okay.
The periphery.
Okay. Guys, we have to keep moving.
Yeah,
we know we're in
Yep,
danger here.
We don't have time to deal with this.
Bernard,
We
can you
just keep-
understand us? Weep, weep. Okay, well, we need to get going. So everyone, keep up.
Yep.
I'm Bernard. I can understand you. Even the pig understands.
Gus.
We're very close to Luskan.
It's been a really trying day. Just go with it.
All right.
So let's get moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep
All
running
right,
through.
so you keep rolling. Everyone can make a perception roll, except for
It all goes
Except for
down.
Gus.
here.
No, we can't.
And
Okay,
I
I
have telepathy.
Ooh, got the
telepathy,
11.
but
talking.
you've already
that-
Yeah.
received it.
And even though
I've already
I'm
perceived
trying to be quiet, I'm just going to pester them with questions I don't expect answered, like, what's going on? Where are you? Why are the trees so grumpy? All that sort of stuff.
the trees are grumpy. You want to make an Arcana test?
The trees are grumpy. That's a good point.
Arcana. 15. And what was the perception?
Perception.
It's going to be 11.
12 perception for me.
Cool. So, anyone get higher than
No.
16? No. Okay, great, awesome. Well, perception's fine, whatever. You keep on rolling. But
leads to
the
stress.
sensations that you're feeling and the sort of the non-Euclidean qualities to the space are giving you the sense that you are either in Shadowfell or the Feywild.
Right.
But definitely a near to prime material plane location. That is not really
Like-
a location.
So have we plane shifted or are we in a Codominious zone? Like, have we
Yeah.
walked here?
Yeah, we've been in the Feywild. We're coming out of the Feywild.
Yeah, we gotta get moving because apparently this space between spaces is dangerous. I don't know, I'm learning. It's all new to
And
me.
they come and go. It
This
may
is
not be open for long.
zoned
Let's
for
go.
mixed use.
Yeah. Oh, you were a pig too.
Yes, you were a pig.
Well, that Feywild is okay. Sort of. I'm starting to see a picture slowly congeal here. I'm still very, very confused. But
As you move down the path, you start to see the path, which is clad either side with these dark black brambles, occasionally with a small white flower peeking out here and there, and murky grey-green lights just shimmering through in the distance. But up ahead, you start to catch the glimpse of light and the silhouette of a city beyond. Even the smells and sounds of wagons and people can be sort of just caught dancing in your environment. But as you move towards them, you see there's a single archway, a large, shaggy archway that crests the path with only a narrow path through it. Give me a perception roll.
Never mind.
Okay.
Seeing that
You
path,
can't hear the rustling anymore,
Can-
but the smell.
can I activate
smell is-
my detect
Yes.
magic crown?
That is 18 on spell.
Oh, okay.
The circle.
You can detect that you're not sure where, but in this entire area, and as you move, the smell gets stronger of this dank beast. Whatever it may be.
I scuttle forwards a little faster.
Okay.
I want to see invisible. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Can I activate my see invisible?
You can activate your See Invisible.
Great.
Just double click the gem in the middle.
And detect magic.
does my riding pig indicate its concern by doing a what we call a forward cautious strut, which is like.
You notice that the posterior of the pig gets a little tighter, and the gaits get a little more rapid.
Yes, okay.
Is that
Okay.
excited or scared? I
Yeah,
can't tell.
passive insight of 14. I think I'm picking
If only
up
we
your
had a
vibe.
druid.
Could really make sense of this pig.
So,
I'll
Rebecca,
just
at this
battle
point,
handling.
like you touch the gem and the whole environment lights up. Like all of the vines, you start to see like firefly-like entities that you didn't see before, just little flies sort of buzzing around, but now they're aglow. The vines themselves are sort of wrapping around and sort of just coiling off into the distance, all kind of now taking on this luminescent aspect.
We all see this, or just her?
No, it's just putting on the detect magic.
And see invisible.
And as you look ahead, you sort of you catch the glimpses here and there of what you think might be the same pixies that you ran into before, dancing about, but very far off.
Okay.
And then there's a sudden density of magic up ahead where the foliage rises up, and as it peters out, it kind of you get a solidified sort of like this whole archway is magical. But give me a perception.
Please be good. I'm not going to that dice.
Welcome to the club.
Should have used that dice.
7. 7.
Yeah, the archway is probably
Lucky
magical.
seven.
Yeah.
So you guys are still running. Bernard, so Gus, you've gone ahead. You're well, both of you. I guess you're still riding.
Yeah, as he's going ahead, actually,
What's his
with
walking
the
speed?
concern,
May
I will check if my mage armor is on,
Uh-huh.
because I'm not sure where I've been.
Mhm.
And if it's not, I'll drop it.
Yep. Okay. So you put on your mage
Pretty
armor.
big buff. It's a daily buff. Last
Of
8
course.
hours, I should. I'm just like, is it on? I mean, where am I? Am I even?
I'm not wearing undies.
You realize your entire underbelly has got bits and traces of mud on it.
I'll
use
take
it.
a round if I've got one to press the digi that off, because the rumor exists for a reason.
So you suddenly realize as you're running along that you are at the epicenter of this smell.
Hang on a minute.
Stop. Bernard stops in his tracks in the center of the trail ahead of you.
Bernard,
Seeing him stop, can I use my sense, my divine sense, to sense good and evil?
Come on, people. Time is money.
Uh-huh. So good, evil, it's
Outsiders, pretty much.
outsiders. Yeah.
Dead,
yeah,
fey, evil,
Any-
abyssal, those kinds of things.
Yeah.
Okay, so you turn it on, and there's like ambient sense of Fey in the environment, but then you go, oh, there's one right there, and then there's one right there, like either side of the path, and you're like, shit. And then your vision tracks up, and the archway is a set of legs above which you see a large, furry, black, troll-like creature, and it starts to move, and you all hear the upper boughs of the trees either side of the path start to creak as it just pushes the upper canopy aside and looks down, these two iridescent green eyes opening a broad, largely underbit mouth, sort of just leaning down, looking at you with these long, tendriling black furs hanging down as you all see it now.
Just run through the legs.
What do you do?
I run through the legs.
I think we need to run. I feel like we're level 4.
Hold on, Bernard. We're going in.
You guys
we all
run.
go.
So, in order, we have a dexterity test. So, you guys, give me a dexterity roll. Not everyone, sorry.
Just so people close
That
to
will be
him.
an 11.
Yep, okay, cool. So, there's a pretty low test for that one. So, you and Bernard. So,
I'd like to say, welcome, sir. I'd love to stay and chat, but I'm afraid we
and then I'm assuming Sawyer is next. As you dash through the legs.
18.
You might be
Okay,
smart,
cool,
but
yeah.
yes, you
And then followed by Carl.
Stumble a bit, but then reroll because I'm lucky and get 16.
Okay, cool. Yep.
That lucky thing, wow.
And
That's you stumbled, but actually just gave me more momentum. And
Oh,
it
yeah.
actually worked out really well.
so the two of you, Spear and
Thea.
Thea, are kind of like side by side, and you see everyone's like scurrying through.
Yep.
And this thing is like slightly distracted, but it's sort of moving down to grab at you guys.
Run!
Yeah, I'm running.
Hitting
towards
my-
them.
Dexterity checks. It sweeps across with large hands.
Oh no, 8.
You don't escape its grasp. It goes for a grapple. It sort of reaches, but you like instinctively just jam your shield up with its pointy end, and it sort of closes its hand around you. And as it does so, it's
Oh no, I made it It was probably just curious, but now it's definitely upset.
But in that point of distraction, you're able to rush through the legs.
Yep. But I need to make sure that you're going to get through too. So I'm going to kind of go slightly through, stop, look, wait. Because I
Okay.
might need to call you back.
Give me some guidance.
Yeah. Ooh, bardic inspiration. Come on, run!
Okay, so you get to make a roll with advantage. Dexterity.
Fucking faster.
13 or 8. 13.
Okay. You sprint through the legs
This is a
and
dex, right?
manage to make it
Yeah.
through, but then
Oh, it's
the
14,
creature
yeah.
turns around and starts slowly lumbering into a pace. You hear the cracking and crushing
get
of the
fast.
trees as the canopy parts. It starts running after you. You're still at the back of the line,
17.
but everyone else is running.
What's pig movement?
40.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys go
Okay.
super fast.
Give me a group dexterity roll, so everyone rolls, and we take the average.
Oh, come on.
5.
For the love of God.
15.
Save or just a straight up check? 21.
Straight up check.
16.
Do I add my
And
dex here? No. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
that'll make it better. 9.
Tash,
15.
Gus,
6. I'm still getting used to carrying a half.
Is it dex
Okay.
save or dex check?
check
Check.
as you're running. And you're it could be an athletics if that's going to help anyone.
Oh, yeah.
oh yeah, that
athletic.
helps.
Yeah, sure.
Oh no, not athletics.
No.
No,
19.
Makes it significantly
Nice.
19 now. Yes, please, give me athletics. 19, yes.
Okay.
All right, as you put up, and in
He's
fact,
not
Sarya, you see like
making
spear,
score.
like, and as you sort of get to the point, you get level with Bernard, with Gus, and look back, and you see everyone's just trailing behind.
Yeah.
But you also look back and you see this creature. It looks like you guys are about to escape. You can see now the trees part and come out to the clearing, and it seems a bit murky beyond, like it's much farther in the distance, but it opens up to a sunny green glade, like a shimmering doorway. And Bernard, you know that from the stories that you've heard that is the portal out of the Feywilds.
Shimmer gives it away.
Shimmer, always. As you run, you see the thing is frustrated. It sort of cries to this guy and reaches down and just digs in the ground and pulls out a large boulder. As it sort of pulls the boulder up, you see all kinds of things and bits falling off of it. You see insects scattering. As you run to rush out of the portal, it
Can
lifts.
I take a shot at its hand
Of course.
as it's kind of pegging the
Yep.
rock? Not great.
I like that. That's good though.
11.
It's inspirational, in fact, because I've got actions because I'm riding a pig. And the only action I can take is a create bonfire.
The arrow flies, whistles through the air, it's like, doesn't even notice it. It hauls back the rock and throws it at you guys. You rush out. Boom, you guys make it out through the shimmering portal, and suddenly you're blinded by the daylight. The dawn sun is cresting above the mountains, shining down across the city. The smell of fish, seafood, a sea breeze, and the less savory smells of processing fish, tanneries, and the usual associated with the cities. And a line of caravans and wagons slowly making their way along the river toward the gates of the city that are open. Guards and patrols, and as you all pop out one by one, boom, 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 this rock, probably the size of 3 of you combined, just flies through the air above you, bursting out through the portal, through the thicket as you look behind you that you were traveling through, flies about 100 meters through the air, and then explodes into the ground, skidding, sending dirt and clumps of rock and grass flying everywhere. And the line of people coming in, all like, oh goodness, you hear some cries from the lines. They also turn around and look over to see the 6 of you rushing through the portal out into, as they can see, out of the green thick thicket into the grasslands and the fields, and this boulder just flying out behind you.
Archmage claims.
Behold!
The city that you
Behold,
know
they just
as...
bonfire.
Well, some
Top
of
of the
you,
boulder.
Thea, you definitely recognize as Luskan. And Peral, you've also been here before. This is a regular port of call for you.
Yep.
You're familiar with some of the politics run by a bunch of captains who, well, they call themselves captains of ships. Really, they're just a bunch of boroughs. They control various areas and territories, pretty much like any other nation or any other city, but that's what they call themselves. This is an independent city-state that is unaffiliated with the Lord's Alliance.
Oh, we made it. We're here. Now we just need to find that army.
Oh, the army. That's right.
Is this where we're getting the army? Is this where are we? Where are we?
We're in
We're at
Luskan.
Luskan.
We're-
Oh!
This is Luskan.
We've done great!
Well,
I have to say.
I would have hoped that we got here a little more easily.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Should we maybe also
we
To be
survived.
honest,
Get
it feels
Gus.
easier than
Sorry,
Miribar.
Back to Gus?
Sorry to bump in, but on a scale of 1 to 10,
Are you a human again?
how much? Yeah. No, probably that. I'm just like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much did I have to drink?
I would say 13.
Is this a U scale or another scale?
That's
Well,
what I was
'cause-
wondering.
I remember getting drunk and going to sleep after the big argument. And Pigtown, great town. Love being a pig. They're very comfortable forms. But this is Luskan, and that seems to be a long way from where I was a moment
Yeah,
ago.
how long was I in a coma?
Well,
Less of a coma, more of a pig.
You're a pig?
you were a pig-shaped coma, yes. Do we want to maybe find
no
a tavern?
recollection of memory.
Yeah,
Maybe we want to check in
polymorph.
somewhere and we
Remember
can
how
like,
we
catch
talked
up?
about that we were going to be a little bit more careful?
Strangers!
Hello, well, milk friend.
about
having random conversations in
man,
public.
you see a caravan seems to have stopped, and a man sort of coming out.
I have to do the
Older man. He's got like a walking stick. You see a couple of children sort of like hiding in the grass behind him. This looks like a half-elf guy. He's got like an over-the-shoulder bag and some mildly colorful clothes. Not too ostentatious, but seems to have a little bit of flair to him.
Nice.
The caravan itself seems similar in its way, and the people seem like not common everyday refugees in this particular wagon who have stopped. Most of the other people, apart from the gawkers, just keep on rolling. They sort of like hoed and hummed. A couple of people having a conversation, exchanging money, taking bets. Like, hey, hello. Are you okay?
We're just trying to figure that out.
Is there a tavern nearby where we
Yeah,
could
that'll
maybe
tell us.
gather?
Thank you for your
around?
concern, travelling Harlequin. I believe we are all fine.
I'm not a harlequin. I'm just a traveler. We're peddlers. Me and my family. We're not having so much luck getting to the east, to the siege and all. But we're all coming back with the rest of the people, hoping for the best. And we just saw you and just thought we'd see if you were all right.
It's been a blank few days.
We've traveled a long way.
This is
Much like
Luskan,
yourselves.
where we're going there ourselves. It's a good place
That's
to
where we're-
find some alcohol.
Well,
Well supplied, I hear. They have access to all the sea routes, so
You seen an army anywhere around in your travels?
I'm also traveling in myself, but I haven't seen anything. I mean, definitely we were expecting that there'd be something mustering up here, but we're not sure. We hear that there's safe harbor. The captains are keeping this port safe at the moment. Many mercenaries have been hired in to protect the city, from what I understand. It's bustling at the moment. Good for our trade. I've got goods. They've got coin.
You
Should
have
be able
booze?
to. I do. If you have coin.
I'll take 2 bottles of wine.
Well, sir, would you like to accompany us as we enter the city?
Sure, you got any more pants like that? They're really fetching. In
Uh,
my size, of course.
Children's size.
I could certainly have my wife whip some up for you straight away. Hey, darling, yes, pants like mine. The nice cloth. We have a good customer. You have coin. I mean, you look like you have coin from your fine clothing.
That's the secret.
Obviously.
We do have coin.
Well, really, I was going for the look of where mine and my attendants would have the coin.
Yeah, yes.
Seems like you're
That's
But
how
yes,
you
I have
do it.
coin if I have to get all mercantile.
Look, I will handle the payment if you could just measure them up. That would be appreciated.
Thanks, Mum.
You gave me all your coin.
I did.
As he leads you up to the caravan, the peddler introduces himself as Miko and shows you to his wife, Darla, who says, come over here. We're going to fit you for some pants. Come on, up. And you jump into the back of the wagon. You see there's probably about 5 kids who are running around of various ages. Some surly-looking teenagers and 2 boys, and then 2 younger girls, and then 1 very young boy who just sort of peeks out. He's in a little over-the-shoulder satchel, a sling that the small boy is in at the moment. He just like peeks his little head out and sees the huff, and he's like, oh! He's very enthralled by you. The other kids are all pretty curious by you and your eclectic mixes, particularly Thea in your colorful clothes, as you like to present yourself. And what are you wearing at the moment? Are you still in your armor?
I believe I am still in the Wentworth armor, yes.
Yeah.
I'll use some minor illusion to entertain the children, but discreetly, like not like I'm putting a big show and dance on.
Yeah.
It's just like a little, butterfly.
Yeah.
But they're only still images, minor illusion. So
Just do a
Don't you
lot
have
of them really
prestidigitation?
quickly.
only from the underwear.
Oh. I'll tell you what, I'll fake it for you. The magic on the side, and you can look like you're casting the butterflies. Like a good familiar should.
It takes 2 people to be an archmage.
So familiars
You're
are
not an
for.
archmage, you're just 2 people on a coach.
As the wagon rolls along, it's all going at a walking pace because it seems like people are lining up to get in the city. They're checking everybody as they come in at the gate to make sure they're above board and kosher. But it seems like a small group of city guards who are wearing sort of rough and tumble gear, as it were, and they have sea green bandanas. You see, they all seem to be colored a similar way. And they sort of make their way over to you, but they seem to be dressed in the uniform of guards. They're lightly armored, leather, baggy pants, high boots coming up to just above the knee, small shields hanging off their sides, and long and short swords or falchions handy as needed.
What armor are they wearing?
Just light leather. It seems like the kind that you'd wear if you were working on a ship. It all seems to be tied on mostly, so it would be very easy to unlash in a moment if you needed to get active. And they start moving towards you, and Miko sort of leans over to the most prominent figure of authority in the group.
Damn it.
Says, I mean, I don't like to poke around and ask questions, but I think these guys would be coming to ask you some, where I wouldn't. But we'd probably like to hear your story too, but yeah. They're not too bad if you pay them some coin. And,
Do they work for the captains, or?
They work for the captains, yeah. Looks like House Terrell. Yeah, it's been a while.
Have you heard of this house before?
Give me a history roll.
Well, as a classically educated elf,
Buffoon? No?
that's a
Smarty
10.
pants?
That's a maybe. It's a 50-50.
Yeah, but what's your deception check?
What'd you get?
Far less. 10.
You actually haven't heard of them before.
Yeah.
I've got some
minor
history.
house then.
But it has been a while since you passed through the city.
Yeah.
You do know that there are typically only 5 houses
Okay,
at any
good.
one time.
Maybe then you.
So, I guess we're going to have to ask them about what's happening, whether they're helping the siege in Miribar. Any advice before they get here?
These are just heavies, right?
Yeah, we
Don't hand over the rocks or the
No,
seal
we don't
yet.
have.
Oh, we're not
rock or
handing anything
but
to them.
we should tell them that we're
Hush, hush.
seeking out the captain's council.
Yes. Well, why don't you speak?
You
and
know,
I'll
you
just
do
do
know
the
that
introductions.
that Luskan is a fiercely independent city-state.
Yep.
Are we supposed to raise an army for these Miribar siege?
No,
Yes.
we're meant to find the army that has been raised
So,
for the Miribar
my
siege. It won't be
understanding there
here,
is not
but they
one.
may know.
Yeah, out of
where it
character,
is.
really quick. My understanding is Luskan's the one on the coast, and then we're going south.
Correct.
Yep.
So you're
And
home.
they
We're
should
getting
be,
a boat.
They should either be here already or on the way up the
Theoretically,
road, and
there
we're
will
looking
be-
out for them.
But
Yeah,
we hopped
here
over
or
them potentially,
Nevermore.
right?
Theoretically, an army should have been travelling from Neverwinter to Miribar.
Neverwinter, that's it.
Yes. So we're thinking they're either from their way from Neverwinter to Luskan or already in Luskan, and it's unlikely that we missed them between Luskan
So
and Miribar.
somewhere between Neverwinter and hopefully Luskan, if you haven't seen them, or maybe they've already left Luskan, you don't know, but you haven't run into them yet, is an army, a relief army that is hopefully being set out to break the siege of Miribar
How many people?
in the city, from the city which you just escaped.
Roughly an army.
But how many?
How large an army are we
20,000 person
How many
army? or-
legions?
We won't
don't
tell
They
know.
don't know.
We have no idea.
We
You
have
weren't
a,
told.
a sealed
Okay, so we need
scroll and
to
a
effectively
stone.
have these fine gentlemen who are approaching us take us to the captain's council so we can at least find out if they pass through here.
Yes.
And perhaps find some allies who can ensure that someone does pass through here.
I mean, we can find that out of the pub.
Because they would know an
Because
army
the pub
coming
would know.
through.
Because an army comes through and they
Yeah, true.
drink.
But I
Good
think
point.
we should talk to some of the leadership
We
of
know
the
what
town.
humans are like, though. These guards are going to come up and be all like,
And also,
Yeah,
as
we should just pay the taxes and go in.
Saya was saying earlier, we now know that there are some forces who are after us, so we should keep things as hush as possible.
Everyone think of an alias.
I've never made that mistake before.
Ah.
Wait, We're incognito?
Does that mean you can't be an archmage?
That
We
incognito.
should probably
just...
be a bit incognito.
We'll talk
Really? We're
about
going
it later.
undercover. How exciting.
Put that bonfire out.
We'll talk about it once we get a chance. Anyway,
And as you
Amazing.
hush your voices, you look out of the wagon and see this group of 3 rather rough-looking individuals, many of them with mermaid or halberd tattoos. As you
no
know,
unicorns though?
these tattoos typically declare the house they're affiliated with. Again, it's not one you're familiar with. But you see the name Taral. Or Taral. It's been a while. Taral. Taerl.
It's a terrible name.
It is the worst name. Sorry, guys. So they approach you, and Mika's like, "Oh, hello. What can I do to help you?" He's like, "We're asking about your passengers there." "Oh, well, you know, they're guests of our family." "Well, that's nice, but I heard tell from my sources," and he looks over to some of those gawkers that we saw having conversations and exchanging money further down the train, say that there was some skullduggery. Now, we're not like the Lord's Alliance people and think the worst of all the orcs. We don't trust them in their wily ways. And we see a stone over there that's very large that seemed to accompany you, and I heard rumors that you might have popped up from underground. You might be orc spies," he says, looking around and then looking at some of the children suspiciously.
Well, in that case, you should take us to the captains.
Don't!
Make a persuasion roll.
That's a 16.
Let's see how smart this guy is. "I'm not gonna fall for your jib, spy."
I've never seen this. Spy! And I point him out and I go, he's a spy!
Make a deception roll.
That's going to be about a 4, I think.
Is it importance?
Deception? Yeah, no, 4. 4, I'm happy
Bunch
with
of
that.
very suspicious individuals indeed.
we have come. Let's just come clean, guys.
Yeah.
We've come from Miribar.
Miribar, that place is under siege.
I know.
Tell us
It's an
about it.
incredible
Looking
feat
for the
that we've
army.
achieved.
Surrounded by orcs.
Yes.
What makes me think that you might make me think that you were able to escape? No one can escape from them.
And yet here we are.
You are a wise man. It's good that you are not trusting of everyone coming into this town because you need to be able to protect the people in this town.
Make a
I
charm
applaud
test, please.
your thoughts.
I'm going to try and support her by saying, orcs are stupid and easy to get past. You guys.
I don't have charm, and it feels like it.
I think there is
6. There's no charm. It's persuasion.
Yeah.
Well, give me a
Persuasion.
10.
Persuasion is fine.
Or a performance would give me a little bit more.
You should sing yourself and encourage
It's good. Yes, I am very smart, aren't I?
You are. It's a dangerous time, and it is wise to ask questions.
We're actually so thankful that you're here because we have important news that we must bring to the city. It's a good thing you noticed us.
Well, maybe you should tell it to me, and I should make the decision on how important the news is.
Well, it's about Miribar and the siege. Well, you probably already know.
Yeah, I do. I mean, yeah, what was it?
Because Miribar is under attack, and there is an army that needs to go.
Yeah, I did know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
smart.
why don't you?
And the Archmage witch kicked, saved the city. Did you hear about those reports?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, well, it's a thing.
No, it's not. 'Cause I don't know it.
It's not common knowledge, that one particularly, but yeah.
It's only for the smart and exclusive.
Perhaps we can escort you to the captain so
Starts
that you can
giving
share
dodgy
your
eyes to the
news.
halflings.
Perhaps we can escort you to the captain so that you can present, the things that you have found, and we can tell them about what's happening in Miribar since we were so
Persuasion
recently
roll.
there.
How helpful you
21.
Well, I don't know about the captains, but I can take you to my next in charge. You're gonna have to separate from these guys. Get out of here, peddler. I'm sorry, guys. But we'll likely find a tavern to stay in somewhere in the town center, so come find us.
Yeah, which
We've got
tavern?
to
would you
get
like?
pants.
If you don't miss it, we'll put out the sign and call a wagon.
You gotta pick up your
can't miss it.
pants.
We'll be setting up shop and just trying to sell some stuff in the main marketplace. Good luck!
Appreciate
Yeah,
the
thank
friendly
you.
welcome.
Thank you.
Welcoming.
Stop fraternizing with these potential spies! Oi, 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 oi. The child gives you.
How long till pants are ready? Just out of interest.
We'll have them ready for you if you come find us.
Sorry, guard. What was your name?
I'm Igor.
Igor.
Yeah.
Fine name.
It's
It
good
is,
to
isn't
know,
it?
so we can provide your boss with a recommendation of how thorough you have been.
Good. Good. All right, come with me. John, Henry, go on. And they sort of form a rough cordon around your group and escort you to the gate. They go up to like a smaller side gate next to the large gate. This building, once upon a time, like coming from the beautiful architecture of Miribar, the dwarven city of amazing construction, elaborated on by some of the finest human architects of the age. You now come to a maybe once elven city a long time ago, but that might be the first foot or two of the walls, beyond which the rest of the remnants of the elven city has been cobbled together one stone on top of the other with whatever other bits and pieces of mortar can be laid in and built up and up and up until these tall higgledy-piggledy walls with no uniform height have been established and circumnavigate the entirety of the city with various little windows and holes. No uniform murder holes or arrow slits coming out here and there, but instead a vast array of improvised battlements that have just been built out here and there. As you get closer to the city and are able to see through some of the doorways and the archways, even inside the city, you see many of the buildings and various flagpoles and washing lines can be seen as repurposed ship parts and components that start to make the city what it is today, a very unique conglomerate of things. They lead you to this small side door, ironclad. It looks like it had been ripped off a much more opulent palace, probably hundreds of miles away many years ago, and does a much better job than, well, the wall does in holding the door in place. You see bits of rock sort of crack off the hinges as they open it up. But inside you see a small guards barracks that's built into the walls. And inside you also see several other figures clad with the similar sea green cloth, silk for the most part, that seems to denote any kind of uniformity they have amongst them aside from the tattoos. And he sort of cross-eyes says, "Boss! We've got some potential orc spies." "Well, what do you mean, orc spies?" "Oh, got potential orc spies. They came out there. This big rock flew out, and then these guys just came out of the forest. I think they might have popped up from underground, is what they tell me." "Underground? What kind of bollocks is that?" All right, bring them in here."
I'm going to look as clean and elf-like as possible.
They're visibly not orcs.
So in the dim light, there's no
polish
natural
my
light filtering into
clones.
this
Yeah.
room.
That's
Polish up, yeah.
doing what you can.
There's
Makes
no
their
natural
face-
light in this room, but an oil lamp in the corner casts
I've
an
got fireflies, man. It's fine.
orange glow. Yeah, let's get some fireflies out.
Oh, let's tap the nest on.
Fills the room. They also get taken aback a little bit as the flies sort of fill the room. One of them's like,
Don't stop! Oi! You leave Petra alone.
fireflies like immediately return back. Well, it's a ragtag bunch. What the hell are you? Some kind of weirdo.
Yes.
Carrion crawler? Oh, that's gross.
No, that's the cheese. That's definitely this.
We've got 1 out of 6 right so far.
They all sort of like take a step back, except for one young, well-dressed young man who's like, oh.
I think I get the eyes like.
You, some kind of priestess.
Cleric of Salune.
Salune.
Sorry, what was your name?
I'm Bargos.
Bargos.
This is my gatehouse.
You are the captain of the
No,
general, the officer?
Not the captain.
sergeant?
I mean, maybe one day, but no. I'm the guard captain of this gatehouse. I control everyone who comes in and out of this place. And my trusted mate here tells
Eagle,
me.
very thorough. You should be very pleased with his work. He's
Yeah.
asking questions of everyone coming in here to make sure your city is safe.
And he made
Great
sure we...
enthusiasm. A little
He's a
simple,
bloody
though.
idiot.
He's a little
The
simple.
fuck are you talking about?
He thinks we dug out of the ground. Look at these fingernails. No, dirt under here. But you got to admire
Persuasion
his
roll.
enthusiasm.
Was he dropped as a child?
That's
Yeah,
an 18
I
on the
dropped him
die.
the other day.
Persuasion is 19.
All right. Well, good times. So you didn't come up from under the ground,
No.
but there is
Quite
nonetheless
clearly.
a very, very, very large boulder
Yes, that's true.
Yes.
What a
that is
mystery.
lying out
The
there.
more
So I would
important
like
thing-
to very much know how that got there.
Magical accent.
Well, not something that we can explain, but we do have important news from Miribar. Extremely
Alright.
important, and it's important it gets to someone who can do something soon.
What's the nature of this news?
Well, it has to do with the siege. Are you aware of the siege?
Yeah.
Would be,
They've been
yes,
told
please.
by the last, several thousand people who've rolled in from the east. So
Yeah, we
It
have
must
come
be-
to fetch an army to help and assist with the siege.
Or at least check its whereabouts. We believe there's an army making its way to Miribar, and we've been tasked with ensuring
under
that it
whose
gets
authority?
there. What was the name of the dwarf? Dwarf Goldbeard? Was it Goldbeard? No.
If you,
Yes.
yeah, if you put a stone and a hairstyle together, you will have the name of the dwarf. Rose braid.
It's back in here somewhere. Goldbeard.
Also,
Goldbeard.
It was Goldbeard.
Yeah.
Nice.
Granite stash.
we
Boom.
were trapped in Miribar. I am Sir Brian Wentworth. Is that right?
Yep.
And we managed to befriend the dwarf Goldbeard, who assisted us to escape the siege, only so that we may find an army to assist the city. Are you perhaps willing to fight the orcs? A brave man such as
Well, if
yourself.
they come here, we certainly will be fighting the orcs, that's for sure. We do not want them to have this city.
Strong balls. Bang, bang.
I
It's
cannot
just-
pretend for a second I'm not slightly chuffed at the fact that Miribar fell.
It hasn't
It
fallen
hasn't
yet.
fallen yet.
Oh, hasn't it?
And the
No.
goal is, if we send
Well,
the army to support
wishful
them,
thinking.
then
Yeah, the Miribar, they got a large enclave. They pretty much control the northern side of this city.
And how many men do you have in this city?
And
And how will you
Many.
survive the onslaught of these orcs, do you
a
believe?
lot of mercenaries have been pulled in. Look, these are all questions that the captains are dealing with, and these are also questions that I would not see, or would not be surprised to hear being asked from orc spies.
Do we look like orc spies? Are you...
Well, he kind of does.
look, you're not as simple
Well,
as
these
your
are
eagle.
somewhat
Perfect.
Where did you
smiling
pick him up from?
Him? Well,
Yeah.
we fought together.
He was part
We-
of the protection or groups that sent to Miribar to...
Was it the...
He's
He's
the
a
siege,
long-standing member of the Third
was it Iron
Daggerford
Pass?
Third Daggerford Irregular.
that's
Third
correct.
Daggerford Irregulars. Yeah, I've heard of them.
Yes.
That's
We fought in Iron Pass.
That's
We
the captain of the
survived.
Daggerford Irregulars right there.
Yes, technically,
Current.
yes. I'm the current captain of the Daggerford Irregular.
Prove it.
Third.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I bring out my like Daggerford Irregular insignia.
Okay.
Do the secret handshake.
There's no secret handshake.
Oh.
And I...
we really need to work on that.
He, he looks at you, goes, yep. And with the reverence that you deal with it and pull it out, he goes, well, I guess you're the one I should be addressing then. Or is it Lord Wentworth?
Wentworth?
Brian Wentworth?
Yes, we
all
ran
fought
into. We did all fight. However, we ran into Lord Brian Wentworth slightly later on our travels,
Yeah,
and they have been
we're
honestly an honorary member of our small troop.
So we're the irregulars, quite regular.
Yeah,
Regular.
yeah. The rest of us
Quite
are
regular.
regulars.
These two kind
Elvish
of...
hobos we met on the road.
Wit.
Irregular and
Yeah, well, I don't imagine the elves are going to be like
How many
trucking with orcs
men with
anytime
weapons are
soon.
in this room right now?
Like 6.
Okay. Good to know.
Some. You're not sure if they have the capacity, if they look like rough types.
It's alright, they're all within fireball distance.
They're all lightly armed.
So we.
Alright, well, look. You're here on the behest of the Lord's Alliance, I imagine.
Yes.
We understand that your city is not part of the Lord's Alliance, but we're not seeking anything from you but information.
Yeah, very well. Look, I tell you what, I am of a very, very generous heart.
We've noticed that about you.
Yeah, good. I'm glad.
Tell
I
me
wear
about
it on
my
my
God.
sleeve. Some might say I'm a little too tender. But
So sweet.
I will charge you the standard fee, which is, at this point, 1 copper a leg.
A leg.
I lift up a foot.
So you literally got one leg.
You've got no livestock. That's fine. You've got coin to spend in the city, by the looks of you. So that's fine. But heads up on your army. They seem to be having some issues in port. They don't seem to be able to come up with the funds to pass through quarantine.
In the port of Luskan.
Yeah, that's right.
To be fair,
I think we found ourselves
well,
in
on
a
the plus
civilized
side,
city, haven't we?
we found the army.
Oof. Yes, who are being held up through bureaucracy. What?
Well, look, as
We can
a
discuss this
token,
later.
as a token of good faith and your generous heart, let me do some quick maths. And I just chuck him a gold coin. And I say that should hopefully cover
the
our
leg
legs. Yeah, the leg tax.
Yeah, it covers the leg tax. Yeah.
Do you know anyone in the port dealing with the papers situation? Do you have any friends down there?
Well,
you'd recommend that we could have a
you
chat
would
with?
probably want to talk to Ship Kurth about that. There, Captain.
Okay.
Ship Kurth captain running the harbour master, eh?
Oh yeah, they got it all. So they're out on Cutlass Island there.
Are they as generous
They got
as you?
ships spread from Dragon Beach all the way up to the open shore. Chains Kimbo. So no fleets getting through. There is one sitting out there. They camped a little further down. But they want to get those ships through. They're going to have to pay a bit more.
Do you know what the asking price is at the moment?
Not my business.
Well, I guess we should...
All I know is that they're in heated negotiations. And they're obviously a bit too cheap to pay the standard fee for an army to walk through the city. They could walk around if they wanted to. We don't really mind. But none of my business, you know. You can ask around inside. I can't do anything about our just lowly house that we are. You know, at least we're not the lowest.
Just one other bit of information, if I may. Tavern, strong ale, rowdy patronage. Would be...
Yeah, most of them.
Oh,
Welcome to Luskan. Get out of my sight, guys. I'm busy.
Thank you.
Very
sounds better than
Thank you, sir.
Miribar.
You've been very helpful.
And they open the door that leads into out the other side of the wall, and you pop out just in time to catch sight of your friend Mika and his family coming through into what appears to be a large open market area. Big forecourt surrounded by buildings. Some of them are older buildings, some of them are new buildings, some of them are very ramshackle, others are quite well made. It just depends on who's moved in, taken the property, taken the land, built the property. It really is a pastiche of architectural styles from up and down the Sword Coast. And of course, the similar sight that you've seen all through Miribar and all through your travelers, a city inhabited by refugees. But in this instance, trade is everywhere. Goods are everywhere. Prices might be slightly inflated, but there are fruits, vegetables, meats, fresh produce, exotic fruits, furs, silks. This market
Oh my god, cherries! I haven't
is
had cherries in ages. Sorry, I'll get
rich
some money onto
beyond
the cherries.
belief
Oh my God.
with the supplies and the diversity of goods
There must
that
be a
it is
very
purveying.
high fee to
And
enter
it is
into the
bustling with people and beggars.
And
straw
probably
up.
more than beggars.
Why are you looking at me when you say that?
No reason.
And by the smell of it, and you're quite disoriented from your journey through the Feywild, but it seems like probably late morning at this point. So the day is yours.
Tavern.
Yeah.
Tavern, preferably a more upper class tavern where we can get some privacy to have a conversation.
Maybe one near the docks?
Cutlass
No.
Island.
If you get a.
Oh
if
no,
you-
sorry, I didn't mean...
Yeah.
The other direction
Agreed.
from the docks.
That's 2 votes. That's 2
Further
votes for dogs.
uphill from where the sewage goes.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if we go to a rowdy tavern, you can have a private conversation because no one's listening to you.
Okay,
If you have a
but
private conversation up
We don't
class
wanna
tavern,
be at the
someone's
docks
spying
just
on
in
you.
case
who is
someone
the
is
nicest...
listening
You've been here before.
Yes.
Who's the top dog? What's the top house around here?
Well, sounds like it's House Kurth at the moment.
Shall we go and
If
just...
you've got the port, you've got the town.
Where would you usually stay here? Para?
I would usually stay somewhere as far from the docks as possible, but also nowhere near the wall,
Yes.
and
The
also
docks is a
away
very long
from,
way from the docks.
Cheapside, but not all the way into Snootsville.
Is Nico here?
So, you see Miko, he's like, you saw him come through, looks like he's rolling over, and he seems to be in conversation with a rather well-dressed looking man. He's wearing sort of a head wrap and large baggy pants. He's wearing silks of fine clothes and has a large greasy moustache. As he talks to Miko, they seem to be haggling over something. Nearby, you see a large ogre just sort of standing near the guy, casually looking around, thumbing the end of a heavy mahogany club. He sort of looks around.
I guess our options are to go and ask them, someone, if they can direct us somewhere,
Oh,
unless you
look,
have a better idea.
Just follow me. We can wander through the city at random until I find something nice.
Or we're heading in the general direction of...
Are we just ignoring...
Do you
No, I
want
reckon
to?
we
You
go
also
and
see there are
ask.
several drinking establishments. Many of them have open air courts. The weather is starting to get quite nice as it's getting
You've
into
got an
the
ogre on the payroll.
moving through
Actually,
spring.
that's a wine bar over there.
Does no
We
one
could
want to
just sit
ask
in
about
there
that?
for a
Yeah,
bit.
absolutely. There's an open air wine bar. Lots
So
of
do we want to
seafood
stop
being
and get a
brought
drink
out.
and catch up, or do we want to find somewhere where we know we can haul up?
Look,
I would like to hole up, personally.
Me too.
Oi, oi, oi! Hello! Welcome to the city. A young boy comes out. You look like you're famished. I'd love to take you over. Come, we've got this fantastic establishment. We specialize in barley beer, and we've got some excellent Southern Sword Coast rissoles just baked up, just fresh for you. Come on!
I'm across this scam. Get out of here. Find some other chance.
The fresh rissoles.
Fresh results scam, please.
Do we have a map of the city?
I rolled an 11. I've been here before. I probably know
You
some places.
do
We
actually
never
have a
stay
map
in
of the city.
places.
This is not the first person. Other people then start coming up to you and hawking restaurants as you sort of look around. They can see that you're looking at the establishment. So would you like to go straight to establishment, or do you want to go join Miko and find out what this conversation is about?
I would like to join Miko. I'm just going to wander over.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys
And I'd like to
stroll
try to
along.
bite the ogre. I'm not expecting it to go.
The bite?
Buy
Completely.
the ogre?
Oh, yeah. How much for your ogre?
Okay, sure.
Oh, it talks. Oh, that's sort of the third part, but a little bit.
So as you guys approach, the man wearing the silks with the greasy beard, the head wrap, you can hear the conversation because but But surely, you did give me a little bit less. We're just coming into town. If I can pay you a down payment, then, we can sort you out for the rest of the stall hire later today when we've made the rest of our money. He's like, no, all money must be paid in advance. Absolutely. You must have it all in advance now. Otherwise, you will not take a space in this store. I have 100 people like you coming through this gate every minute who will take places in the store.
What's the outstanding fee?
Surely we owe that much for the pants.
It's 3 gold. A paltry amount this man will not pay. No, I did not say that I wouldn't pay. I said I would have it for you. You're paying for this man?
Yeah.
Very well. Space over here. Oi! Gregor! Clear the room! The ogre hefts up his club. And then just starts moving into an area and starts waving his hand around. The people start, whoa, backing away. He's like, hey, Gregor's clearing the space for you. Move in. And so they usher the wagon in. Miko's like, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
No, I'm not drunk enough to listen to annoying people talk right now.
The payment for the pants.
Not you. You're not annoying. That guy, though.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Is this the usual setup?
You made it through. You okay?
Yeah.
They didn't take all your money?
No. Are you okay? Did they take all your money?
Yeah, I'm fine. They're all right. They just want to push you around. They a couple of legs. They cost a bit extra for the horses, but we're good now. We're all in here. Now we've got a stall. We can that'll cover us for the week, so we should be able to make that back. And people are buying. It's good. He looks around. He says,
You're going.
Looks around. He says, look, those boys look like they're pretty rich, and you see lots of very well-dressed mercenaries. They've got all their puffy sleeves, walking around, large feathers and big hats. They've got their cod pieces showing in flashy colors.
Nice.
Some of them brandishing oversized swords or variety of weapons.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a quick question. It's just, again, on the whole... Have you been to Luskan before? Yeah?
Yeah. I've been here before.
settle
I
an
travel
argument.
all around.
A place that's a little rowdy, but has private rooms, reasonable meals, good
Less
ale.
rowdy,
Little rowdy.
tiny
But
rowdy.
privacy.
No,
But privacy.
non-rowdy will make it rowdy.
Yeah.
I
No,
don't want to
it's-
have to go Raven, is my point. Last
wanna be able
time
to
you
get
were
in.
two.
Honestly,
you were two
I
frou-frou.
think we should.
Anyway,
do you know a place?
Lord
Those are
Amble,
part of my
back me
fondest
up, back me
memories.
up.
Yeah,
What is
of
it?
We
course.
should have
like,
a rule where Gus is never allowed to be in human form in human civilization, cities, places like that. He should always be in familiar form. Right?
Why?
Just incognito. He's so conspicuous. The spore druid, the mushrooms growing off him. It's a tactical thing. And then when we're outside of the cities, I just put it to a vote. I don't know. Is that the sort of thing we vote on?
Not only am I squinting at you, but the fireflies are squinting at you, the floating mushroom buddy is squinting at you, and whatever other vermin are currently living on my form.
I am also squinting.
I
They're
feel like
squinting.
we can't personally judge him for his look.
One,
I mean,
Yeah.
we're all
we
quite
shouldn't be
distinctive.
pandering
I
to
don't
people
judge
who
you
are
for yours.
discriminating against
But
him.
we're all
and two,
incognito.
he should have rights over his own body, man.
Yeah.
We don't get to vote.
But
Jeez.
I mean, I'm down with all of that.
Also, demonologists
I'm
don't get to
incognito.
vote.
Under the
Can I
So
ask
if you're a halfling, you get a half vote because you're half
the
as tall.
shopkeeper?
There you
Is
go.
this the
You're gonna
usual
control people's
So I get to
bodies.
present, I get to present as
required to get into
Archmage
Luskan?
then?
Anyway, we're
Is that
going
what
to
it's saying?
Everyone,
fight in
please.
front of this peddler who's trying to help us. Everyone chill.
You can't just call them peddlers. He's a merchant.
All right, I'm going to ask him, is this the
How dare
usual
it.
bribe to get into Luskan, or has it gone up substantially since he last came through?
No. It's pretty
She knows what she's
standard.
doing.
Like one copper a leg's usually most large cities. It's pretty usual.
Okay.
I think they want the people in the city.
Commerce.
He looks around and he says, "There's they don't like to openly flaunt it, but there's still a pretty flourishing slave trade that goes on around here,
I
and
hate this city so much.
if refugees come in and if they can't
Vulnerable?
if they're vulnerable, they don't have money, they can't make a living.
Can we burn this city down?
Easy. Let's not go
They
nuclear.
can be
Let's just kill the slaves.
indentured and then often sold off, and they just
you
go
cover it to the
overseas
witch
to other
cake
places,
or
or
soda.
there's caravans going south
So there's commerce happening here. They have food. In Miribar, they're starving. There's mercenaries here. In Miribar, they're fighting for their lives.
And
They're
they're
going
holding
through,
up.
and they're
Yeah,
just
holding
taking
up the
vulnerable
siege.
refugees,
We
turning them
need-
into slaves. They're getting angry.
A tavern. We need to bring this down.
tavern.
Okay, look, let's
We need
head
somewhere to
somewhere.
hang.
Let's head to the south
But
side
we
of the
calm
city near
down.
the
Just
captain's
one
court.
last thing,
Find somewhere
sir.
nice.
Do you prefer the term peddler, merchant, or trader?
Oh, look, I'm in a
peddling
city.
merchant
You
trader?
call me a merchant if you like, but if I'm in small towns, peddler is better because they relate better to it. They call them a merchant. They think you're a bit fancy.
That's some good messaging.
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
insightful
yeah,
guy.
yeah. But if you're talking to people, you say in this city, tell them a real fine merchant.
Okay.
Good to know. Good to know. All right, let's see.
So,
South side of the city
Yeah,
near the captain's court.
Okay,
Preferably
he's
something with a
just
jaunty
over
name.
there. Look, go to the far side. It's up to you whether or not you want to stay here. Like you've just come through the gates. This is the
Never stop just inside the
This
gates.
is the first market. If you want to go find, if you go to the middle bridge near Blood Island, you'll find
called
a
that?
great bazaar there. And if you look up an establishment called the Captain's Affair,
Nice.
that would probably suit you. They hire good guards there,
Dad
so
used to stay
you won't be
there all
bothered
the
inside.
time.
Is it named
And
after Dad?
they have some reasonable clientele,
sounded
but they're
like an
also
in-joke or
particularly well known for the entertainment.
Right.
From what I understand.
It is Dad's
when I was a
bar.
young man, I had a bit of a windfall. I was able to stay there for a little bit, and it was good. Very nice.
What are we talking about? Jugglers here? Dancing?
Oh no!
First half that way.
Yeah,
No.
dancing and singing and dancing. Yeah,
Singing.
and sometimes they do private shows in other rooms. Yeah.
It's Dad's bar.
No, it's like they also do sometimes real theater, but it's a trade between the actors and some of the older people who come in, who have the coin, privileged audiences, stuff like that. But no, it's a place you'll find it a little bit rowdy. You'll find people of all sorts, all stripes there, from various echelons. It's one of those places where you can go. You're not allowed to take your weapons in. That's a big thing in this town. It's mostly you can carry your weapons everywhere. So that's what knocks it off as a classier place. But it's still not too expensive. Floor shows are great.
Sounds perfect.
But
Except
they're
for the
always
weapons.
looking for an excuse to ban clientele. So if you don't spend money regular, if you cause problems with the other people, they'll kick you out.
we're used to being kicked out, shall we?
Yep.
All right. Well, look, great to see you. The Darla comes out and goes, "Oh, got those pants? Just
Wow.
a silver for you."
She is a
Yep.
Wizard.
I flick a silver.
No, thank you so much, girl. There you go.
Thank you.
This is wrapped up
You
in
should
some
pay
brown
him
paper.
gold for the
Hands
pants so
over.
you could pay the troll. You didn't do it the right way around
I know.
in this trade.
I wanna put the pants on now.
Just put them on.
When people ask me where I got them from, I can say, a fine merchant.
You're just gonna lead with the pants.
Quickly
straight
get
into
changed,
place.
and then we'll go to the tavern.
If you have minor illusion, you can just minor illusion yourself a barrel and get changed in it.
I'm sure they have somewhere to get changed in their stall.
I can
Or
minor
even in-
illusion a proper dressing screen.
Something classy.
Oh,
Nice.
All right, to
Cool.
the captain's affair.
I'm
As you make
keeping
your
an
way
eye out
across
for
town, you
professionals.
find yourselves caught up by the various street vendors. Obviously, the market was full of them as well, but this is much like Miribar, but much more life. The street traffic is much less policed. The streets were probably once cobble, but eventually, every now and again, you see the sheen of cobbles sort of shining through the veneer of horse shit and packed dirt and other refuse that's been slowly pushed down and down and down. You see the remnants of an old sewer system in places where stone slabs have been broken and cracked
going into
in,
those ones.
and the various canals that run underneath the city are open to the sky and the smell there. But in some places, it doesn't seem to be very well maintained, and the effluence just builds up on the street, creating a delicious smell. The broader streets are safer, as you can sort of promenade down the middle of them more easily. And this is where you're going right now as you go down Reva's Road to the large bazaar. opposite Blood Islands. As you do so, you see a statue start to rise up. So a large building start to rise up. It seemed smaller from a distance, but now as you get closer, this large tower with 5 spines, which you all know as the Host Tower Arcane, the bastion of learning in this city, if ever there was one. The strange mix this city is of seamen and wizards, all mixed together.
It speaks to me on a personal level.
And as you approach, you in fact see a palanquin being taken down the streets by a couple of very smartly dressed young apprentices wearing a brand upon their chest and carrying a red-robed individual who has a tall wizard staff, just flicking through a book as they're escorted down the streets.
Oh, look, an archmage.
Yeah, right there.
His clothes and silks, a couple of tapers rise up from poles on the back of the palanquin, declaring his lineage, and just flutter in the wind, catching the light, the late spring sun.
Moses.
Are they clearly affiliated with the house?
They're not clearly, no. It doesn't seem like they're clearly affiliated. But speaking of which, you do see other people brandishing other colors. Typically silks, so shiny, are the colors that they're using to denote the different houses from the different captains. And you know Kurth. Kurth has been in control for quite some time. Their emblem is that of a sea eagle. Clasping a sea eagle with a crown hovering above its head. It clasps a barrel and two faggots sit either side of it. So just bundles of wood sort of crest either side of the name tag. It reads Kurth. So you see some people with the eagle tattoos or the crown tattoos, and their color is a teal.
Nice.
Stylish.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not as stylish as you, but can't ask for perfection.
But you see a few people, they also seem to be much better dressed than the ragtag.
The mob that
Tyrell.
are running Cutlass Island and
They're the
Kurth of the
harbour
port?
master. They're the ones holding the army hostage.
They're the
should we
slavers.
dress in teal and
They may not appreciate that.
Yeah.
I think we
imagine
should
if
just go and
someone
have a
rocked up
chat.
wearing a
But
dagger
first,
Uh-huh.
let us
Regular.
find somewhere to stay.
So first you approach
get
the
them into
bazaar.
the
Captain's affair.
And you see the building. It is a prominent structure that stands almost in the middle of the bazaar. Well, it stands on the far side of the bazaar to the right-hand side from your perspective of the bridge that goes to Blood Island, and then ultimately across Blood Island to the Miribar sector. And that's walled off from the rest of the city.
that's the Miribar Shield.
That is the Miribar Shield.
Sounds like the place we
Is
may
that-
want to go.
Is there any outstanding hostility between Miribar and these people?
There's
that guy,
lingering hostility between Luskan and I feel everybody.
why are they just the
Well,
chip
they're
on
not
their
part
shoulder?
of-
Yeah,
Because
pretty much.
Luskan has...
Lower class people often are just...
Luskan has... It's the gateway to
got control
the
of
north of the
river.
Sword Coast. Neverwinter and Waterdeep and other cities to the south have tried to build up fleets significant enough to be able to just circumnavigate Luskan and go around it and set up smaller ports. But every time, Luskan's naval power and the alliance of the captains who run the city have been able to go out and harry under black flags their trading operations, and so undermine any attempt to set up a rival port.
And Luskan culturally being made up of captains and sailors and things generally like to think of themselves as the underdog instead of a parasite sitting on the north of the coast.
Are we doing this incognito thing? We were toying with it.
I think we failed already, didn't
Well,
we?
I think we just need to hole up somewhere and get our bearings and then
Yeah.
make a decision about what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's settle into the captain's affair, and then we will try and settle this business, starting with the Miribar Shield area.
We need to get this army.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I suggest that Find the
have
tavern, have a good
bit of a
conversation.
rest, because for
And
some of us it's been a bit of a piggy day.
Also, you need to tell us what happened. Because
Yes.
again, drinking, sleep, pig,
Last-
Yeah.
pig Luskan. There's a gap. There's a gap about yay wide.
Several
I don't know.
leagues
pig width?
wide.
Few oinks
Did we
and
teleport or?
let's get to the
No,
pub.
let's get to a room.
Okay, you cross through Bazaar. This area is home to more permanent stalls selling more opulent goods. So much higher quality produce. You see jewelry, clothes, silks themselves from finer places. There's some seamstresses, some milliners. There are various exotic goods like ivory, scented woods, incense, all being sold in this place. This is the larder of the Isles from the sea to the west. And as you make your way across, you see the large structure that is the Captain's Rest. So the Captain's Affair. And you see two guards just hanging out the front. They're not standing either side of the door so much as just sitting on a small table off to the side playing cards. And they just seem to be mercenaries, but they're paying careful attention to the front entrance. And as you approach, looking like you're going to go in, who is leading the way?
I will lead the way.
Excellent.
It's into a shop or
I'll do
the final
backup.
pub?
Yeah,
the pub,
you're
the
keeping an
final
eye out
destination.
for handsy folk, so you probably should. I'll
Yeah.
lead with you.
So they look almost upset as they have to break their card game, and one of them stands up, takes his hat off his shoulder, and untethers it, puts it on his top of his helmet, stands there, sort of leans on a long sword that's in its sheath, and says, hello, so you've come to the Captain's Rest, have you?
Yes, we have.
Oh, that's good. That's
You're
good.
very receptive.
Rest
Well,
by name, but we hear it's not terribly restful. Do you have any accommodation for us?
Accommodations certainly can be arranged. Absolutely, absolutely. We will need to look after your weapons.
As the usual arrangement.
Very fine.
What is the arrangement for
And you
your
see that
security of our
behind them,
weapons?
in the area where they've got the table setting up playing the cards, there's actually a large lock and bolt, and they open. And inside, you see various oil skins, all with labels and tags on them. And he pulls out a fresh one and says, well, so, let's give you 1 gold piece, and you'll get half of it back when you check out.
Sounds perfect.
What's the security on this stuff?
Well, me, my friends, there's 10 more inside, that lock, and those guys, and he sort of gestures up to the top, and there's like a little balcony with semi-fortified edges, and there's another group of people playing cards. He goes, oh, sort of waves up, sort of waves down, sort of holds up heavy crossbow, puts it back down.
Wait, I'll
So nothing to stop vampires then.
He looks at you, thinks nothing of it, looks
I'll
back.
take off the bow, take off the rapier, pile them into the thingy. Good night, everyone.
I'll give him my longbow and dagger.
He goes, whoop! Don't give me your dagger, how are you going to eat?
No. But I'm keeping my walking stick.
Yeah, you keep your walking stick. They're not going to take your daggers off you. They're not going to take... They just want your long
I
swords,
put my rapier in there.
your
that I've never
rapier.
used.
It's for decoration.
And my axes. And
Yeah,
my...
axes, bows.
This is a back scratcher, not a weapon at all. Yeah, but you can have my finger guns.
You
So
gotta
I
put
guess
them out
I'm
first.
giving
He
two
does
long
the humor
swords,
flies right over his head. Sorry?
2 long swords and some javelins.
He goes, thank you. All right. Puts it in the sheath, puts it in the satchel, puts it away. He goes, hand over the gold. He goes, very well. Well, you're fine by us. You're fine by the establishment. Here's some tickets, and he gives you each, for your weapons, a silver tab. He gives you 1 each. Each person who's paid gets 1. You can all put it in the same sack if you want. It'll save you money, but it might be inconvenient when it comes to getting stuff in and out.
Nah.
And he pulls the velvet rope aside and lets you up the stairs. You cross
Thank you,
into the room and you find yourself. You walk up to the 3-story building, and the large double doors open for you as if by magic, and you see no one on the other side opening them. And you stroll inside and you see a large dining area. You see at this point the light is filtering through the far side of the ground floor as almost the entire wall is windows, all sort of checkerboard glass windows of various levels of clarity. The light sort of filters through into the room, creating really nice ambience. And then the rest of the room is just filled with tables and chairs, various people of, as described, various stripes and colors are sitting around, taking in meals, taking in food, and taking in drinks. And there is a large bar to one side, a set of stairs that winds up to the left of the bar, goes upstairs, and then opposite that, on the other side of the room, is a large stage.
Cool.
Awesome.
Fills the environment. And the ceiling is hung with netting, essentially like rigging from a ship, all of those ropes wound together, and then hanging from them is a variety of glistening and shining shells that catch the light and refract it through the room. A young halfling comes up to you.
Oh, look,
and
a boy.
She is like,
Was she?
she runs up
Yep.
and seems to be smartly dressed in blacks and white linens. She says, "Hello, welcome, my lords, welcome. I see you've come in and been admitted by our host, which means you're looking for some food, possibly
Yes.
some entertainment, perhaps some accommodations."
Accommodations
Yes,
is, I
yes,
think,
and
what
yes.
we're seeking first.
Excellent, very good. Accommodations is good. Rooms for how many?
All of us, I think.
Rooms for
Yes,
6.
6.
We will be sharing.
Yeah.
Well, I can put you in a single large room if you like.
Do you have a
bit of
multi-room
privacy.
Worked for us last time. Single large room is
Yeah.
fine.
It
we
didn't
didn't.
work for us at any stage. No, Gus should have his own room, and the Archmage should have his own room.
3 rooms.
Well, and you two can share.
Share.
3 rooms.
Fine.
3
4
rooms.
4 rooms?
Are you
4 rooms.
sure?
I'll share with Lord.
Gus.
Andal,
Actually, 4 room. Gus needs to be by himself.
No, I'm happy
And
to share.
done. Brian.
I'll share with Gus.
So 4 rooms.
Okay.
Whatever. I lived with
4
three
rooms.
teenage
How many
boys.
nights? You just want to
They're
pay for the
9 and
night.
8,
You
brother.
pay for if you pay for 3 days, it's a little bit cheaper. You pay for a week, it's a little bit cheaper.
3 rooms a week.
How much are there?
This is a good question.
1 night. 1 night. 1 gold apiece.
I'm not here to bicker about
Weekly rate.
rates.
3 nights. 2 gold apiece. 1 week. You get it for 4.
3 nights, 3 rooms.
I need to get the weight of the road off me. Let's get these.
Sorry,
rooms sorted
sorry.
now.
A week. Sorry, I meant a
3
week.
rooms.
3 rooms for a
1
week.
week. 12 gold.
Great.
Perfect.
Awesome. Great. Well, that's fantastic. Come to the bar. Let me sort you out. You've obviously got some packs that you'd like to put down.
We'd like to
just come with me. I'll just wait here 1 minute. She runs over to the bar, grabs a set of keys. They're just on little wooden tags. Brings them over, takes you upstairs, and shows you to some reasonably nice quarters. One of which is larger. One is and overlooking the harbor and has a similar sort of window array to downstairs. It's all very nautical decor in here. It's very nice. And then the other 2s, they have smaller windows, but
Please just get out of here.
Yeah,
That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. Get out of here. I want to talk to you guys about something.
and then shows you to says like communal toilets. It's like shows you where the and washrooms.
I don't care which key.
If you want to book a bath, let us
know.
know, and we can set up a private room for that.
Great. Thank you.
No worries. And she leads you to it.
I don't care about the complimentary grapes.
Given
actually,
that
I-
I'm sharing with Gus, I think we should take the larger room.
Honestly, I would fight you,
You-
but I think that's very fair.
High five! No.
And then just dust particles.
Sport.
And you all
Sports.
take the time to settle into your various locations and sort out your gear, decide what you want to be wearing for the rest of the day, as you still have most of the day ahead of you. And then settle into the common room, reconvening to have a discussion.
So, drunk, sleep, pig Luskan.
Yes, we had an exciting
Yeah.
time while you were in pig form.
Why was I in pig? I mean, I know why I've often been in pig form before, but I don't remember going into pig form.
Why was I in
Yes.
pig form?
And why was he in pig form?
Well,
Have I taught you how to be
so-
pig form?
I'll
Nice.
probably need the help of you all to explain it, but all I know is we woke up and it was all kind of misty, and you two were pigs, but we didn't know that it was you. We just saw some pigs.
But we were lucky.
And then
we
all of
took
a sudden,
I believe we
You were gonna
traveled
eat us,
through
weren't you?
or camped out in a fairy ring.
Yes.
No. That's not correct.
Oh.
We were.
I think we were drawn.
we were
into the
normally
fray.
camping out. We
we were normally camping out. We work.
The Fae of the forest. So maybe someone we know who maybe has might have told some very important, maybe multiple people, might have told very important religious people about
Yes.
maybe details of our expedition.
Yeah. Remember, guys,
So-
when I told the temple all about all the things we
That's
did?
right.
Which
when
I then
get
told you all
tortured
about
by
at
my
the
mum's
time.
knitting friend.
So,
Maybe a few of you may have told stories of things we were going
You
to
know,
do.
if my failing is honesty.
So
Remember when that imp
at that
poisoned me?
point,
I don't
we
know.
were
were
being pursued by the
pursued.
fuzz, right?
yes, by maybe people. I wrote down what they were.
They had wings.
They're small humanoids with wings.
They weren't bat wings.
No, those were the pixies.
They
What was
were
the-
they were creatures. They essentially were protectors of. They're not aligned to any god, but they protect, I guess, the divine order.
Yes. And they were warrior protectors of the Dying Order that looked like, what are the creatures called?
Aracocras,
Like
but
really
like
large
larger.
Aracocras. So we were being chased by one of those, but because someone also
why were
luckily
they
made
after
friends
us?
with a unicorn,
Because
they-
someone told us
Told
about
them.
what we were doing.
What we were doing? What?
As
Putting
in
them
we
after
have
them,
the
they're
masks.
after the masks.
We're
The
being
Define
chased because
Order
of the
fuckers.
masks. We ended up on a dock. We got onto a boat with.
turns out the masks are really powerful.
Yeah, who's got that platinum one? Is this,
You-
oh
you-
shit! I have.
Yeah. So we ended up on a boat
Isn't that the elf
in the
control
Fey
one?
world.
So my understanding is I went and told the temple all about our adventures because I thought I could trust them. And then it turns out that maybe sometimes some celestial creatures and protecting the divine order means maybe taking away the masks from us, and I'm not really sure
Because
what that
the
means.
masks, there are some
But
masks, and they were made to control.
Basically, the
Celestial.
Fae knew that we were under attack by these, and then they drew us into the Feyland, but you guys couldn't come because you're humans?
There were some side effects.
Yeah.
Because these
Just
elven
didn't
people
quite
can go in, and I could
successfully-
go in because I've the
connection
unicorn.
with
Explain that, human.
She's
Well,
the pet of a unicorn.
don't
I'm
know.
somehow more human
unicorn-
than a human.
I,
This is so offensive. I'm only
I'm
half
really
offended.
sorry, I don't understand it either, but you guys were really cute pigs.
Beer was under the protection of the unicorn because
god.
they've become besties.
Hey, you
for
want
the
to swap the
deity?
unicorn horn for the mask?
No.
The idea is
And
that we need to find the masks and bring them
And
to Titania.
Yes.
I-
So the
explain-
masks themselves
Were
were
fairy
created
made.
by fairies
Hmm.
back in the day and elves, which is why they control celestials and abyssal demonic things. They all look alike to me.
So pro tip: we
They were created
are
by
being
the elves
hunted
using
by these
fey
divine
magic.
Using fey
creatures
magic.
for the mask,
Yes.
Yeah.
and by we mean me
Yes.
and
Well,
my meat shields.
Yes, it
Yeah.
did.
I'm
I was
actually a real
carrying
sh- I
the
have a real
mask at the
shield.
time,
I
and
don't
it
have
did
to be
seem
made
to
of meat.
target me more than others.
yes.
So,
basically what we know is, what I know anyway, is that in the Divine Order they're also after these masks. The Fae have asked that we return the masks to the Fae Wilds because it was made with Fae magic and should never have been interfering in this realm.
I take it
And
we said no.
Well, we
Well,
haven't really made any decisions
we
yet, except that
haven't
we
made
know we need to
decisions
retrieve
except-
the
But on the
because
other
there's a
hand, it
blood
does
war
sound like a
happening,
terrible-
and there's
sounds
maybe
like a
divine
terribly
creatures
good
trying to
idea.
kill us, and maybe we just need to. I don't really know what
It
to do,
sounds
really,
good
honestly,
idea.
guys.
It does sound like a good idea
They-
to
they
take
made
them
a-
off the table.
a very good case.
On the plus side, cross the bridge when we come to it, right?
Yeah, well, we only
Right.
have one mask at the moment.
And we've got the
so-
elf mask, the one that makes elf do elf
No,
things.
no. The one that it got poured in a bunch of elven souls into
It's
it.
made
all of
with
elves.
elves.
Oh, made with elves.
Not to
Using fey
control.
magic.
But what does it do?
So
Oh.
There's some iron in it,
The
so that's why it had to be
platinum
made
mask
by the
Yes.
elves.
is the least
Powerful.
It is the least
It's
powerful
the
of
control
all
mask.
of the masks. because it is not targeted at one particular entity, not divine, not demons, not devils. It is not made like the other Masks of Mayhem, which are designed to control all specific ones. This mask is designed to control all,
A little bit.
but to a lesser degree. Additionally, a side effect that you are aware of from the legend that you read is that anyone wearing this mask is imperceivable to, and potentially the mask itself is imperceivable to divine, demonic, or infernal.
Has the drawback of totally burning the person out, though.
What is it?
Yeah.
Yes, it slowly saps their life energy.
So
which
Well,
is
can
you
we
it does
do-
damage, right, per round.
That's right, 1d4
Yes.
damage per round to the wearer.
But you see ethereal and you are ethereal. You get ethereal.
You see into the Shadowfell.
Shadow.
So to catch you up on what happened, we went into the Feywilds because we were escaping an angry
Everything.
celestial warrior who
Hit
was
squad.
trying to steal the mask from us. We then were on a barge
The
with
Fae
some cool
took us there and helped
Faes
us escape.
who were
into
explaining
there.
to us that they believe that the divine and the demons are kind of the same thing and they're all after power. And then my unicorn friend came back in full form and told us that if we return the mask to Titania, it will save the world. Who knows what's true and what's not, but you were pigs and it was really cute.
You know,
I
I
really
also-
liked you being pigs.
Are you
actually.
sure it was a unicorn?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. No,
100%
I've never had
sure.
such a magical
100%
moment in my
sure.
life.
No, and I got to experience it,
It
too.
was
It was
incredible.
amazing.
Was I there as a pig at least?
You were there as a
You
pig.
kept trying to
You're very
touch all the
excited.
magic items.
Yes.
Yes.
We had to
oh,
keep
It was very
distracting you
interesting.
And
with
we had
fire.
to
You kept
do-
wanting to touch the fertility idol. It became a problem.
And we had
Oh,
to
yeah, don't do
remove the little
Unless you
buggy
want more
thing.
halfling.
Buddy.
Oh, that's
What
the other
from
thing
with
that
buddy?
happened.
Not
We
the
forgot
buddy,
that
a
part.
buggy thing.
Pharrell also had to have
Well,
some very serious surgery.
Surgery.
And we managed to dump a tracking
yeah.
device
So
in
anyone-
the Feywilds.
It's like this little tracking device that we removed and stuck it in a jar, and then did we bury it
We
in the bottom of the
sunk it
Fey
in
world?
the-
We-
we put it in the river.
Hey, it had legs,
It
Yes.
was like
Yeah,
a little
like a
circly
spider.
ball
and
thing
it
with
was
little.
in your body,
Yes.
Yeah.
and the Fae took it out.
No,
No, I took it
Sorry,
out.
it took it
You let Saria operate on you.
Yes, we let Saya inside him.
We didn't really have much of an option because we needed to get rid of it.
I'm sorry.
It worked great.
Who is going to operate on Pharrell if out of all of us?
Look, I can still play the
She's-
piano.
But even when we got it out,
To be
it
fair, I
still
was a pig
had.
at the
You
time.
didn't even
Saya
have
is a
thumbs.
cleric.
I am.
Just because she's never healed you.
I'm a masterful healer. Thank you very much.
I heard the noises when we were in the healing space.
That's true. Look, it was a
Isn't that where you
self-inserting
killed
little
someone
bug.
with your medicine and made an imp?
No, we
We're
don't
letting
need to
go of
fight
this
right
now.
now.
We're not
Okay.
fighting about.
We
We're,
don't
we're
need to
on
bring
the
up
same
the
page.
We've already
past.
done
Yes.
this.
Yeah, that's why pencils have erasers.
No, well, this thing
Wait,
was self-inserting,
that's
so
why
if we had to
fantasy
let it go,
pencils
it would
have
have just got
fantasy
back into
erasers.
someone else. So we had to
So who do we
sink
think
it to
put
the
it
bottom
in?
of the ocean.
But
Oh, I know
we-
who put it in.
Oh,
Mum?
and
My
you need
mum's
to
sitting
explain
living
what
friend.
you had done.
What? Oh, so
Whoa,
Sari and I had a bit of a caper. It went reasonably well and then reasonably poorly, and
It
I
went
got
really
taken
badly.
captive by the. What
Was
was
this a
she?
Feywild keeper?
No.
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 Before we left
This was
Miribar.
before.
She was.
Before
Apparently,
you
while
left
we were
Miribar.
all hanging out at the pub.
Oh, this was their blind date,
arch-
wasn't it?
Yeah.
This was their
Yeah.
date.
We didn't do
The
a
domino
lot of
mask
dating.
business.
So the most powerful mage in Miribar,
Yeah,
um,
it's me.
The other most powerful
most
mage
powerful
in
mage
Miribar.
in Miribar, wasn't entirely thrilled about having some of her goods and services stolen, and I was tortured and questioned, had a little bit of an implant done, and then got away scot-free.
You did not get away
The
scot-free.
arch-theologian.
That's
whatever.
her, the arch-theologian.
What was the
yeah,
implant?
that was that thing that was taken
Oh,
out.
that yeah, the archmage.
Which actually,
were the other archmage was your mother's knitting friend.
Yes.
Theologian,
Yeah,
technically.
and so we've
only
rented
one
a few
archmage.
magic items from her at market rates, and aside from that,
Rented, did you say?
yes.
So he's paying her money to not kill him because otherwise it would go down pretty poorly with his mum.
but we also got some nice gear out of it.
We totally
So-
did.
Let's
The not killing him part would go down poorly.
Yeah, well, that
Yeah.
would, you know, because air and whatnot, well, not technically anymore. but-
Technically, you're the heir, aren't you?
Yeah, but let's not get into that now. But there is also a fertility idol, don't touch it.
Yeah, really don't touch
Well,
it.
we've still got it.
Yes,
Yeah.
What's it do?
Very,
We have to
very
return it.
wrapped.
it's
not to ask the obvious question, but
Makes you pregnant?
what's it do?
It knocks up anyone.
It can
Anyone?
even. It is so
Anyone.
powerful that it can knock up. Yes, those that traditionally cannot be knocked up.
It is an ancient, like older than elvish civilization, but elven, so like primitive elven fertility idol.
Can I have it on a stick?
No.
No.
I did. You
We're not
baby
touching
and you
it.
baby.
And it's not going to help you have more fun while getting the baby.
No. I'm just thinking about a lot of people who might be
He's thinking
humbled a
about
little.
weaponizing pregnancy.
Yeah. What happens if you put
Nothing
it in
new
a
here.
well?
Oh, the population explodes.
Yeah.
Maybe. We don't know.
Or,
I think
you
it's best
know,
not to try it out.
I reckon we keep it wrapped up, safe where it is at the moment, and nobody touches it.
Maybe,
or
like,
even
double
really
wrap
looks
that
at
thing.
you. Don't you think I
Is,
triple wrap
is,
that thing?
is male pregnancy considered a curse? And can we use it as a bargaining chip with, say, one of these captains?
Nobody's touching the idol.
You are not going to knock up
No.
a captain.
It's
I
a
think
pretty
it's-
power
opening.
play.
Yeah, it's a big power play.
Until we can figure out how to
Also,
safely get rid of it,
highly
it's just going to
unethical.
stay
Well, it
very
depends.
wrapped.
Just leave the magical stuff to me.
I presume the imps didn't come with us to the Fey world.
No, they're probably in hell. Doing whatever their restricted
They're not.
contract
They're
allows.
definitely not in the abyssal plane. They're hanging out. They're just not doing anything essentially.
Okay.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, because you can't send them back. That was the memory.
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
send them back,
yeah.
you got to kill another person.
No.
No,
You
if
can
you
send them back.
they're
They
gonna
could
snitch.
snitch.
They
And
snitch.
then
Ah,
you've got to
right.
give them stitches.
All right.
So that's it. And since we've already done you've already done the
Since
damage on
a
that.
couple of cats are out of a couple of bags.
We may as well use what we can of them, but with the contract, obviously, creating some sort of safety net for us. Yes.
We also did manage to get out with some useful information from the Grand Theologian.
Mm-hmm.
We got some maps, we got some books, we got some good times.
Touch attack pregnancy.
Maps with regards to where we have to go on that island, or
maps into the Underdark, maps into
the
the
Underdark
city,
maps.
actually.
A planar map?
Oh, just a cartography stash.
planar map.
Yeah, I think so.
So they went into the Archtheologian's study and
Oh, the map of Luskan.
literally
But it
took
puts
the
useful
pictures
stuff in
off
it,
the
'cause
wall
they're
and
very
ripped them
important.
out of the
but it
frame.
has symbolic code on it.
Oh, yeah.
So this is what they got.
I wish
Let's
I-
do some study.
And
with that.
we do have a map of Evermeet and a map of Luskan, and I believe the map of Luskan has symbolic code on it.
Yeah,
that
so it's
correlates
got
to
something
symbols
that could be
on-
useful.
I can read that. It says, "To my dear archaeologian, keep it frisky, love."
See you at the captain's affair. Wink, wink.
Signed, Dad.
Signed.
Well, do you want to? Are you whipping out these maps?
Yeah.
So do you all feel like you understand what happened now? Yeah? No more questions?
Yeah, I'm good.
And
I'm
our
good.
goal at this point is we need to sort out the army and then
we
get
need to
to
go
the
to
temple.
We are being
Is it that
truthful.
we're going to the temple? Or?
Never went.
No,
we never
that's
went
the
to
Isle
the
of Saloon.
Yes, but we have to
Down
travel by
south.
boat.
Yeah.
Way
figured
south.
you
Were we
would.
coming from? Were we going to plan on leaving from
figure out-
Luskan?
Yeah,
I
you'll
never
likely be
went.
going. It's near Daggerford.
Did you?
It's just off the
Yeah.
coast from Daggerford.
Do you know what it does?
No,
Back
Mum
home.
told me.
Yes. But are we going to go from
how about you put it
Luskan
on
by
and I'll
boat,
stab
or are we
you?
going to go to Neverland?
We're going by Luskan by boat.
See how hard
It's
it
the
is.
quickest way.
We need to find the
believe I
army.
attuned
That's
to the
easy. Oh, we know, they're at the dock.
The armor?
They just can't come
the
in.
armor
Yeah.
while we were on the
Because of the
barge.
You also need to give it a makeover,
paperwork.
so it doesn't. You got to
You need to
file off
clear
some
that
serial
obstacle.
numbers.
Yeah. I
File
haven't
off some-
done that yet. I think
Okay,
I've just attuned
you file
to
off. So Saya dumps out the maps and then pulls out the armor and starts like filing off like religious insignia and.
Let me. I just like touch it and it starts to rot away.
Not too much, not too much, not too much.
Slap.
You can dissolve metal with a touch.
I can just
Just
like
blacken
necrotic
it.
damage with spores.
Necrotic doesn't do anything to
Yes,
metals.
it does. 1d4 necrotic damage has a reaction every turn to anything.
It's not
Don't
going to
do
kill
that.
the magical part of it, but it will.
But
The armor itself
anything non-living
is separate
has,
to the regalia that's
It
been
will
added
something-
to it.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
You're thinking
So
it's
you're
probably
disintegrating the
two
regalia. That is
Should
fine.
you could
Why
just
have damage
unpick
types
the
then?
regalia.
However, there are several
you
things on the
want
table. So there is the map of Luskan that has the cryptic codes in it.
Yep.
For certain. There is the plane map, which is your the map of the planes in relation to each other. In particular, it details the path of the river Styx through the plains, through the Abyss and the Inferno, the Feywilds and the Shadowfell, and the elemental planes and the divine planes, Mount Olympus, all those places. So I'm sure you'll be able to find and access one of them. Bernard, that's something that in particular just jumps out at you, being like, ugh. You have actually seen similar things like to this before in the caves of the Orc Shamans, when they were keeping you as their boy, doing running around and stuff like that. The Stone Shapers would have paintings on the hides that they would lay out, and as they went into their quests to sort of depart their body and travel into other planes, they would come back and constantly add to the maps, putting new layers, new developments, new notes.
I'll cast Comprehend Languages as a ritual and have a little stab at that message on
The Luskan map? Yeah, okay. So, you can comprehend it. It is in one of the Eastern languages, but nonetheless not outside of the scope of any sailor. Like Chultan, one of the sort of written languages, older written languages, or more modern written languages of Chult. And it says, where 3 bones lay are the keys to uncover where twixt the treasure lies.
Where 3 bones lay. I'm going to repeat. There, twixt.
There lies the key.
There lies the key. Twixt.
Treasure lies.
Yep.
Where 3 bones lay are the keys to uncover where twixt treasure.
Where twixt the treasure lies.
Where twixt the treasure lies.
And then there is a symbol of 2 cutlasses crossed, a crown above them, and 3 arrows behind it. And
Is that one of the...
you can make a history check for me.
Bam! Natural 20.
Siljack
You just wasted it.
is the name of the house.
House Siljack.
This is actually one of the houses you've had most dealings with out of any of the houses. They were very
That's
good
helpful.
friends to your father, or at least the previous head of House Siljack was very good friends with your father.
Ooh.
But he had 2 strapping young children who were Dara and Deegan, who, if he has passed or is in absence, we're running the house in his stead. Now, House Siljack holds sway over and conducts most of the piracy and raiding activities that originate out of Luskan.
Stand up,
So
guys.
they're like the war chiefs,
Nice.
essentially. They manage, maintain, and muster the fleet, by which, which often just encompasses bullying the other captains into making sure they keep their ships up to standard for
Cool.
raiding purposes.
Fantastic.
And you even spent time with one of these 2. Give me a percentile roll.
Woohoo!
Not Dara.
96.
Oh, okay. Well, yes, Delik was, good and all, but in your sort of storied past,
Hose before bros.
there were some uncomfortable relations with Darla. Well, they weren't uncomfortable to start with. They were very fun. Entirely rewarding. But things didn't end on the best terms when you last departed port. Some
Pirate with benefits.
that would have been 5 years ago.
Okay. What's that in elf years?
That's like daily.
It's like 3 days ago.
Oh, man.
It's like going to sleep.
Are they humans or are they elves or are they just
They're both humans.
Okay,
You've
cool.
essentially just done the walk of
Slumming
shame.
it.
Cool, she'll
So for them, it's
barely
been
remember.
for ages.
Ages ago.
Yeah. Like,
If I'm doing my head
ago
maths. Look,
walk of shame day.
I haven't had to do.
Anyway, so that is the crest that you see associated
The maps
with the text, as
recently.
if somebody's like scrawled a name on it.
Okay.
And the other thing is that there are 3. So if you look at the other side of the map,
Yeah.
you see 3 addendums to the map.
Yes, we found it
Carefully
already.
scrolling over them, you see there is a lion's head. These are all in like a fading red ink.
These could be the 3 bones.
So a lion's head, a feather by the marking on it. Anyone can make a nature roll.
Has anyone got nature?
Yes.
Before
Ooh,
before
21.
That would be me.
No, it's fine. 18.
But I rolled an 18.
Okay, cool.
So it's
Trying to get
22.
rid of them. I
You
just rolled
recognize it
22.
as an eagle
Guarantee
feather,
result.
Oh,
particularly just because of a couple of the specks on it.
Quality roll, I can't.
I know. But I rolled well.
We've
for it.
identified
Better
that
than
it's
anything I
an
Eagle
eagle
feather.
feather.
Eagle
What's
feather
your
of
nature?
the
Oh, an eagle feather.
spotted crest, loon.
Which is native to this area.
Skills.
Native to this area.
Cool.
Barrel skills.
And the
Yeah,
final
they're
one is
half
a
skills
goat
because of the
skull.
bar.
A goat's skull.
hmm
Sorry, lion's head, a feather, and a
The
what?
feather
eagle's
was an
feather and a
eagle
goat's
feather
skull.
and a goat's skull. And then I've used up my 19. So anything we're getting into, that's it.
Yeah, I'd use my 20 for the
There's no good rolls left.
No.
20s on a
Tapped
die,
out.
like
23.
like shitty kids. The world just keeps making.
Oh, you're lucky. just teach them.
The plane map has nothing particular on it. It is just a map of the plains, and thus is a way for you, if at some point you resummon a nightmare or some other creature, or find some ability to be able
Does that sound
to
like us?
move from plane to plane, will give you a roadmap of how to navigate those areas.
Eventually, I'll be able to
Can
tap my serial
I
network.
just hang on to
and
that
I'll-
little planar
Ah.
map there? The plane map? When you say plane map, I thought planes map. I'm like, there's nothing interesting
No,
in the
sorry.
planes. The plane. Planar map.
Just
Yeah.
a plain old map.
A map of planes.
map.
You can
Grass
hold on to
plains
the
of
plane
Plainstown. Yeah, I'll have a look. I just pour it. I mean, it's interesting enough. It's all very psychedelic.
Well, you can't, like, just
Overlapping,
fancy
but in
Google
colours.
stuff. So maps are actually important, people.
And was there anything else that you guys are looking at?
No, I just want to know eventually what the armor does.
Okay. So the armor has the levitate spell.
Noise.
It's +1 magical armor. So, you know,
Plus one on
What
top.
type is it? Is it?
it's scale.
Ugh.
Cool.
Sorry.
Be choosing.
What kind of scale?
She wants
My
breastplate.
dex is pretty high, but so it's +1 to scale, and it has a levitate spell.
Because of all of that fancy
+1
dexterity.
scale, levitate spell,
Don't stop him. he's still
and it has a
talking.
custom spell that you can't quite identify.
You can shoot flames out of your hair.
I want to go into the communal bathroom,
Oh, God.
make sure no one's there, and activate that spell.
You hear a thump.
Cool.
That's
So,
a big poo.
Perfect poo every
Elon.
time.
so it is. You activate it.
Can I cast identify magic item?
It's activate. Okay, yeah. Sorry.
Hold on, let me. I think I can do that with my crown. Yeah.
Your crown.
Like
Yeah. So
circular.
the spell is a custom
From
spell. It
Strahken.
seems to be an abjuration
What
spell.
spell is it?
It
Abjuration
cell.
detect magic thing from memory. I don't know why she ended
Identify
up with it when
magic.
I found it.
So it's
it
an
on.
abjuration spell.
Yep, it's creating an effect, a magical field around you. You're not sure what that
I
does.
don't need it.
You get power stuff. Even more offensive spells than
Can I just try to like run into an
I
object?
try.
Run into the wall as hard as you can.
Give me a sync roll.
I'm just gonna gunk.
Roll a d6 for me.
A d6. 1.
Okay, so you run into the wall and you bounce it and you fall back down onto the ground and a pail of water flies up into the air and you go to protect yourself and then all of the water just drains off this magical field.
Protection from rain.
Ooh, it's a sneeze guard.
That's great. I love it.
But additionally it has resistance to fire.
Awesome.
Because, you know, if you're a mage and you're fighting other mages, they might cast a fireball at you.
Awesome. I will go back and tell everyone this is some pretty sweet armor.
In your faces, everyone.
You should decide on who gets to keep it.
We will decide.
I don't want it.
Who are we deciding?
It's not really my thing.
I actually don't know. So what are you at with your mage armor?
He can't wear it.
I can't wear it.
Oh, you can't wear it. Oh, I can actually wear it.
Yeah, you can.
You're the only one that can
You're
wear
pretty
it.
much the
Oh,
only
It's
one.
like not up
fuck
for
yeah, I'm
discussion.
gonna keep it then.
I vote Saya.
Yeah, I think it's pretty
Yeah,
obvious
so-
who should be. You're holding the armor.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, nice, awesome.
But I'll keep my breastplate in case we need to be more sneaky.
I mean, I can make you armor out of some carapace if you want it.
I'm cool.
Everyone looks over at the guy wearing the carrying crawler armor. Sort of move it a little bit, it squidges as the plates solidify more to your body.
I like
It's
my armor to be a
surprisingly
little
comfy.
more
It's
dead.
very comfortable.
I've got the back done in such a way that when I lie on hard surfaces, it gives you a really good stretch as you sleep.
So it does have like bounce back, like a really good mattress.
It's got just enough give.
Yeah,
Just
So as you
enough
sit there and you finish, you're poring over the maps, you're looking at the books. And you, Saya, hear a whisper in your ear.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, Mistress, they're looking for you.
Who is looking for us?
Oh, probably
Oh.
a bunch of people.
Out there, in the square.
For
They're
me?
here. For all of you.
Who's here?
You and Bernard. Ah, the agents from on high. They're here now.
Are you saying this to her?
They
Serious,
can't
don't
see
bring Mary.
you,
We have nothing.
but they're looking for
We're having a
you.
great sleep.
I
'cause
can
we're
see
sharing.
them out the window.
We're bunking.
Yeah.
Shouldn't you be
Okay.
bunking him?
So this is your
Because
imp.
they wanted
Yeah,
to
yeah.
bond together.
Doesn't strike me as weird.
Thank you. And
Why
I
are
just
you
like
thanking an imp?
I just
Sir.
I'll feed you a bit later, and then
Oh, you're evil.
I just close all the blinds.
Okay. As you close the blinds and look out the window, give me a perception roll.
That would be 19.
You see, moving through the square and asking questions of people, a group of 4 priestly-looking folks. They wear white robes on top of a gold-hued chain. They carry maces and small shields, and they have thick collars about their necks. Their heads are shaven, and they bear scars here and there
Oh
upon
man,
their
there's so
faces.
much about that picture I don't like.
They, upon their chest, upon the tabard that covers the chain, is a faded black cross, as if all of these have been worn for quite some time. They do not seem. Give me a theology roll.
Religion. It's not my strong suit.
It's not. Is it?
Really not. I think that's a 6.
Are you sure?
You're uncertain, but some vague memories, some subsect or some ancient cult of a divine entity. You're uncertain, but as you consider this, you see them talking to one of the peddlers in the bazaar and exchanging coins, and the peddler nods his head and swings his arm over, pointing towards your establishment. We're gonna cut game there.
Again.
Was it the guy who sold me pants?